Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. You want the mic?
No, I don't need the mic.
Okay.
I'm Esther from Senator Heinrich's office, and I'm actually would like to just introduce myself to many of you because I'm new to New Mexico. But I commend your efforts on what you're doing in regards to this association. I've been working with Bill on planning an international trade workshop for aviation and aerospace companies. But Bill from Senator Udall and I were at AFRL's Lagoons Mars Day yesterday. I think it's a great way for kids to get exposed to science. So anything we can do to help you with your efforts. And the senator, I just started working for him in January, but he's been very much of a supporter of STEM and will continue to be. So anything we can do to help your association work, glad to help.
Great, we're glad to have you. I know I briefed Andrew Black on this program. Andrew's a longtime friend, so we'll be in touch, definitely. We're going to go back there, then we'll come here.
Also, don't forget about, aviation industry is an economic driver. And I'm from CNN, we're participating with the dual credit right now with a couple of high schools. But some of you may be unaware of this. The FAA is trying to figure out how to deal with unmanned aerial vehicles in the national airspace. They're setting up 6 test centers. Why aren't we competing for it? I just got back from the UAS conference up in Ohio. The states of Ohio and Indiana think it's so important for economic driving, as an economic driver. They're teaming up to put in a submission to compete. Obviously, Oklahoma's probably going to get one because that's basically where the FAA's main headquarters are. We have something down south in New Mexico State. Still, it's not to the same level. And if we can get, someone who's developed dual credit classes before and other programs, you want the cool factor and jobs. I mean, that's what my students always want. The film crew training program. We were beating the people away at the door for years because the students knew it was cool and there was jobs available. Aviation is cool. All we need is jobs.
Can I,
yeah.
Secretary Hill may want to address that. I know that's something that Secretary Hill brought up several months ago with regard to being one of the 6 facilities.
Especially the Center of Excellence for the UAVs. I've too been down to the facility down at the NMSU, and I know they have put together a bid to be one of the 6 centers of excellence, one of the test centers. But when I have also gone around and looked at some of the different industries, again, and this is a statewide issue that has to be solved on many different levels. The state of Ohio, some of the other states, when they had the UAS conference in Las Vegas, they were bringing in $2 to $3 million marketing displays. We didn't have that. That's an issue. And again, that's why the entire community has to come behind all these types of different things. Whether it's the UAS, which, again, for those of you who may not, this is an aviation crowd, so you probably understand that UAS, drones, all those different things. Air Force UAS guys don't like to be called drone pilots or drone crewmen. But it is a big deal in this state. Between Holloman Air Force Base and what's going on over at Cannon Air Force Base, we have 2 of the largest Air Force centers of excellence for the UAV world. We have expertise that is beyond compare, and not just the operational expertise, but the interface with airspace, with everything else that needs to be looked at by the FAA. This is a natural place to do it, just like so many other things. The airspace down in the whole White Sands Missile Range area lends itself not just to the spaceport, but to all kinds of different aerospace applications. We, as a group here, this group here, can be the catalyst to help project that image out around the nation. It takes state support, but that state support doesn't come without the community support. So that's why it is so important that we're all behind this. And if it's coming from the education system, it's kind of like I talk about when people ask me to come to a lot of things because it's hard to turn down when I pull up my veteran flag right now. People will listen to me. I can't say it's going to be happening in 5 years, but you will have the same opportunity by wrapping the education flag around a lot of these issues. People are listening to what's going on in the education world. we've got to capitalize on that.
It'll generate so many jobs. Again, Dr. Heil, there at the Ohio Aerospace Institute, and I had discussed this, and we have the expertise here as Secretary Helm. He brought this idea up, and he and I discussed it in full, and I think that on the community level, the state level, but also on the federal level, I think that our representative senators should be aggressively trying to get that. It can create, I mean, we're talking in excess of 3,000 jobs. These facilities will be, as our personnel return from overseas, our military personnel, and then they go out into the private sector. And there's so many more applications that I don't think people understand are forthcoming, and they are forthcoming, whether you understand it or not. The applications and use for cargo operations and all types of firefighting applications, not just military and law enforcement applications, it's the direction it's going. And so if we don't embrace and understand that now and capitalize on the front side, we don't want to be on the backside of the power curve trying to hang there on our prop. We want to be down here as we're accelerating going up, and I think we should be one of the 6 states that should obtain one of those facilities, and I would certainly hope that the governor and certainly on the federal level, Esther, perhaps that's something that Senator Heinrich should know about, but we should be aggressively trying to pull that opportunity in, and we have the facilities here and the airspace here to operate that type of endeavor. Thank you.
Good.